And a very good morning from here in Cape Town. As you'll see on the map, we are returning back to Amsterdam and Schiphol Airport. And when I say morning, it is early morning here. It is literally 20 past midnight, so we should be arriving in back in the Netherlands in the mid-morning, around about 10 o'clock. Flight time, although obviously we accelerate time, but in reality the flight time is around about 11 hours. And we'll be cruising today at 33,000 feet. So yeah, let's get this flight on the way. We'd love to fly out of here in daylight hours, but I don't think it's ever going to happen unless I do a more regionalised flight. But hey ho, we just run with what we got. So let's get our checklist up. Parking brake set should be. Just double check. Yep. Battery switch on. Should be up here somewhere. Yep. Battery switch on. You can put the APU on to start now. We'll get some lighting on in a minute so we can actually see what we're doing. If I can find that. Master brightness, there we go. Overhead panel. Oops, not too much. Dome, there we go. So brilliant. We've got ourselves some lighting. Alright, so people send me messages when I'm trying to run the checklist. Sorry about that. Let's have a look. So that's set. APU's coming up. Anti-ice controls. Let's just what I'm going to do is instruments. Number 3 is overhead, isn't it? Oh no, sorry, that's that. That's that number 7 then. There we go. 7 is overhead. Right, so let's run through all this. APU, we got the APU start. Anti-ice controls can be put to auto. Window heating as required. Altitude setting off. Fuel quantity beacon lighting can come on. Yeah, everything else is good. Seatbelt signs on. Fuel quantity checked. Engine auto brake injected. Take off. We'll sort that in a minute. Your dampener on. So yeah, let's just check the FMC then. I really should set up keyboard shortcuts. The trouble is, it seems the instrument views seem to differ on each aircraft, which is a bit of a pain. I don't know if it's possible to set up individual profiles for individual. It's number 3, isn't it? Individual aircraft would be nice. Right, so let's have a look. Position initialization. We are in, obviously, Cape Town. There we go. Let's plug that in there. Position. Yeah. Performance. So cruising at 330, not 40,000. Cost index needs to be switched over to 40. Reserves, let's say 10 on that. There we go. Thrust limit. Takeoff flaps 5 degrees. Bang. We've got our V speeds all set up. We've got our legs all set up. Brilliant. So we're good on that, as far as I'm aware. Cool. Right. So seatbelt signs are fuel quantity checked. Auto things rejected takeoff. We can set that now for rejected takeoff. On startup requests, let's just check. Is there anything else on the overheads that we haven't set up or neglected? Yeah, fuel pumps can be all put on, obviously. There we go. Those are all on battery. On APU we've started. Okay, I think we're pretty much good to push back now. Headlights, logo lights, we can turn those on as well. Taxi will have to push back, passenger sights on. So if we come down to here, we are departing out. Well, we just push straight back because we haven't got the cart to work. Otherwise, we just have to push straight back and turn. So let's take that brake off and do just that. With ourselves pushing back. Meanwhile, we'll start the engines. Engines. Jesus Christ. Engine selectors. Here we go. They're up here. Start engine selector. Continuing a little pushback. There we go, that will do for the pushback. Get power on the engines there. Set that in situ. So we need to dial ourselves up to 33,000 feet, of course, on here. There we go. We need to put the flight directors on. We'll have LNAV engaged. We'll put that on for now. Initial climb 2,300. Indicated airspeed. Okay, so we didn't put the beacon lighting on, did we, before we pushed back? Oh yes, we did. Let's have a look. Packs on. Let's just jump to the overheads quickly. Oh, God, wrong one again. No, what am I doing? It's number 7, you idiot. Okay, so what have we got on? That's on. There we need everything's good there. Taxi lighting on, runway turn-offs. APU can probably be turned off now because we've got those on, so that can come off. Everything else is good. Good. Battery. Yeah. Generators are all on. Nav lights. Let's turn those on. Strobes will turn on for takeoff. Yeah, I think we're pretty good. So, Cape Town, folks, we say farewell to Cape Town for now. We will, of course, I'm sure, be back soon. Well, I say back soon. When did we last fly here? About 2019. It's now 2022. So we'll probably be back here in another couple of years. I don't know, who knows? Who knows how the roster will work. I mean, obviously, if it rosters me straight back, I won't. Although I normally stick by the rostering, one thing I won't do is go straight back to a destination. I've just done a return flight from. So if I do Amsterdam, Cape Town, Amsterdam, I then won't for the next flight do Amsterdam, Cape Town again, because otherwise you're just going to get in a row at the same time of year. Be nice to come back here in the summer, actually, when maybe we might have enough light in the evening to actually see something. Or if KLM change their flight timings to something better. Anyway, I just realised, like a complete idiot, I haven't put the flaps down to the required settings, which is a bit silly. Ooh, this isn't really built for a big plane, is it? This taxiway here, Jesus. Somehow we're managing to turn alright though. Well, imagine trying to do this in the days before they fixed the taxiing on this thing. I'd have ended up in the bloody ocean by the time I managed to turn around. Right, I can't see anything on my flaps. There we go. Okay, as we line up, prepare for departure. So all that remains to do is turn on our lights there, turn on the strobes. Down we can dim a bit now, I think. And we are pretty much good to go. So, let's depart out. Hold on, let's not depart out. Change my mind. Something's wrong here. Okay, that's interesting. Depart out and then direct Cody's, do you reckon? Yeah. Good job I spotted that. So anyway, heading. Change the heading to... thought something was wrong. Well, that's come up on my... Let's see, what have we got? Have we not got anything plugged in? Codia 111 there, runway 1. Weird. How bizarre. Cody's. Bear with me a minute, let's try and figure out what's going on here. Let's come down to 3. Next page, go there. Here is page. Oh, that's strange. Next. So we're going to do it direct to Codia. Position. Great. Codia's X. That looks better, doesn't it? Does that look like it makes sense now? Yes, it does. So we can go back onto the LNAV. Right. Speed is alive. Rotate. Positive rate gear up. Autopilot is on. Autopilot immediately wants to kill me. Now we're climbing. Good. Okay, let's take some of those lights off. Take some lights off. Logo off. Passenger signs off. Now there it is, Cape Town, with some low cloud. There is cloud in it this time. Brilliant, the weather's working this time. As we leave Cape Town behind us, Table Mountain. Can we get any views of it? There it is. Awesome. Continue our climb out. There we go. Okay, folks, flaps are up. We will see you now on the other side for our arrival into Amsterdam. Let's obviously leave you with a nice wind view to enjoy. There we go. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight. Okay, welcome back as you join us on approach in towards Schiphol. You can see we're getting closer to our destination. We'll look to begin our descent down into Schiphol, Amsterdam, expecting to land runway 18 right, of course. So we'll be circling round to the top there. When we get a little bit closer, we will begin our descent. So we're back in daylight hours, of course. We can turn that down. Overhead panel we can turn off. And most of this stuff we can turn off, actually. There we go. Awesome. That's right, see what kind of weather we can expect in Amsterdam. We'll get a weather briefing now. I don't know if that's going to work on here. Let's have a look. We get anything for EHAM? Probably not. Let's have a look. 127 miles out. No meta available. Jesus crap, that is that one that never works. Right, so we'll descend very soon. Let's close that off. And what we'll do is we will, yeah, alright. We will get the meta ourselves. Let's skip, oh, schedule info. So 215, 19 knot winds, it's cloudy. So yeah, we're expecting a interesting arrival. 250, I mean, we should really take, I think there's a runway 25 at Schiphol, isn't there? Let's have a look. I believe there is. There's runway 24. So really we should take a runway 24 approach. Which I mean totally reconfiguring. I'm tempted to do that, otherwise we're going to have quite a nasty crosswind to contend with. Well, that should make things more interesting, shouldn't it? So is it going to bugger everything up if I change to a different approach? Good question. Should we have a play about, see if we can make it be crap? Right, first things first, we need to descend down anyway to 2,000 feet, so let's get that ball rolling before we find ourselves too high. There we go, VS. And then we come. There we go, so we begin our descent down into Schiphol. Let's now have a look at changing the approach up. There we go, let's see what we can program in here. Depart, arrival. So we're currently select ILS 18R. So if we go to the approach, we want to change it up to next page, ILS, Jesus. What did we say we're going to take? ILS 24. There isn't a 24, there's a 27. Should we take 27? Yeah, 27 sounds good to me. ILS 27. Let's execute that. Let's see how much that buggers everything up. Quite a bit by the looks of things. So let's go back to my legs page. River, DNAT. I don't need to do all that crap again. Where can I delete stuff? Jesus. I want to delete stuff. How do I delete stuff? Legs. Offset previous page. There's no delete thing on here, is it? Ah, here we go. Down here, I think. So we want to delete. DNAT here. Yeah. Right. Okay, there's. Jesus. Let me go through all this. DNAT. Yenzo River. I'll tell you what we'll do is, so we're approaching now a runway 27 Our arrival, let's tune that in. 111.15, we should be able to just vector ourselves, to be fair, people. 111.15, let's have a look. Nav radio. 111.15, so we are set all good for that on the approach. RTE. Activate. Legs. Covers. Next page, next page. So we come to DNAT. Yenzo River. RTIP SPL. And then we land. And then we just execute all that shiz in. So just go direct to DNAT. So let's go DNAT. And there we go. All the way back to the top. Whack that in at the top. Execute all that shiz. And it's not really going to like it, is it? Okay. Right, not sure where we're going now. We seem to have... no, there we go. We're still good. We're still good. It's still doing crazy crap. Okay, we'll just monitor that closely. So we're now switched runways. We'll obviously come around to the north there and down as we need to. Let's have a look at our performance. So we got 17 knot wind, so half 17 is going to be no, back to the index approach. Flap speed 159. There we go. Bang. There's no real wind allowance there, is there? No, there isn't. We'll figure it out, folks. We'll figure it out. So, don't know why we're going to DNAT twice. I really don't. DNAT Yenzo. So what we need to do is need to take that there, put that there, and execute it without repeating myself. Or what we can do is just delete the second DNAT, delete the second Yenzo, delete the second so no, we don't do that. Let's just execute all that shiz. Right, 80. Let's bring that range down. Not sure why it's that thing. How do I clear the... There we go. Let's execute all that crap. Don't know why it's the white dashed line. Probably something I'm not doing, but anyway, as long as it follows it, I don't particularly care. So anyway, we've reconfigured to land at runway 27 because of the winds. Continue our descent down into Amsterdam. So 19 knot winds is what we're faced with. So we've reached DNAT now. My DNAT, it's still saying 31,000 feet. Obviously, it's not where we want to be. Yeah, at least following the profile, which is good. As we pass the Belgian border now and into the Netherlands, there we go, we are back in the Netherlands. Having been away in Cape Town for some time, hopefully our landing is going to be a lot better than it was in Cape Town. We absolutely stuffed the landing in Cape Town. It wasn't very good at all, I seem to recall. We've got some tricky conditions, but hopefully we can get the plane down nicely here in 60, 80, so it's 24. We can probably ease that rate of descent up a little bit now, otherwise we're going to fall into the same trap we did previously where we just get down too soon. So don't forget we've got a circle to land this thing. So let's ease that rate of descent right back. There we go. It won't be too long until we're looking to ease that speed down as well. For our arrival into Amsterdam. Now on my last flight where I went to Liverpool, I was talking about that I've flown into every single airport, international airport in the United Kingdom. However, I think there's one from Humberside, which I think is an international airport, and I haven't been there. So yeah, not quite every one. Most of them I have. At one point or another. On the simulator that is, of course, not in real life. The other thing I've got to bear in mind is this plane, when you go off piste, doesn't line up with the ILS very well. It kind of does its own thing, so I'll have to bear that in mind as I come round for my final approach and see if I can. I remember in my arrival in Cape Town I went off piste, and when I tried to lock on the ILS it didn't really want to know. Anyway, let's switch over to our local QNH. Let's set those minimums as well. I'm not sure I've done that yet. Now, is it going to let me set radio minimums? No, why would it? It keeps coming up barrow minimums. Oh, come on, don't need that crap. I want radio minimums. Radio? No. No. Fine. That's just not going to be nice, is it? Ladies and gentlemen, the other big thing will be, can we taxi to the gate this time without hitting a building by the side of the taxiway like we did last time into Schiphol? That was a bit awkward, wasn't it? Apparently I'm not the only one who's done that. Funnily enough, I was on the forums of one of the Facebook pages for Microsoft Flight Simulator the other day, and someone else had done that. So yes, I'm not alone in having clipped the building, which, as I recall, if I get my airport map up a minute, so we landed runway 18, we would have come down there. It's somewhere along runway taxiway Bravo, parallel to runway 27, where ironically we're landing this time. I believe that's where it is, I seem to recall. Yeah, it makes sense. So, as we were landing runway 27, we will have to be a little bit mindful of that, that we don't hit that building. So we turn in now as we head up to River. I'm going to need my chart back up because I am obviously using that to help guide me. Okay, we're still considerably away from the... I have a feeling we're way too low as well. Let's have a look at the range markers. Yeah, see, we're going to circle back round there, 80... See, oh god, yeah, we are way too low. Jesus. Right, oops, wrong way. Get that right back up, because otherwise we're just going to be... So it's difficult to see what we're doing here. It's such a mishmash of stuff. I'll try and make more sense out of it as we circle round, and then we'll probably just go direct. So we would want to be looking for direct to Tidvo. Hopefully Tidvo's on here. Got the fucking things in the way. Bear with me a minute. Next page, hopefully Tidvo. Yeah, Tidvo is there, so we can just tune in direct on Tidvo, and then that'll bring us onto the finals. I reckon will be the best way to handle that. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, so we'll circle around at R tip and then just pretty much head for Tidvo. Don't think we want to go to SPL because that's ridiculous. Certainly don't want to go to SPL. We get rid of SPL out of there because that makes no sense at all. So let's delete SPL out because that's just ridiculous. Let's execute that. We also want to slow the plane down now because of the altitude we're at. So let's get that plane slowing down. Where are we going now? I have literally no idea. I tell you what, this is a point where we manually take over, I think, because otherwise it's just getting stupid. It's given up flying where I want it to fly. Let's bring it back on track there. Let's slow the plane down there. There we go. See what I mean? It just doesn't like alterations to the flight plan whatsoever. It gets upset. Doesn't like it. So we are going to come straight in. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. The course we're on now, we can circle round to hit our approach. We're set to 250. We're 11,500 feet. 60, 20, 10, no, sorry, 15, 30, 45, 60, 45 miles, 4 3 is 12,000 feet. So we're almost back where we would expect us to be. We can think about descending a little bit more rapidly in a minute. What's our range? Oh, 80, 60. So 60 miles out. So it should be 18,000 feet actually here, and we're only at 11,000. So we can really ease back on that descent. As I say, we got down way too... I just can't wait till they implement VNAV, because despite my best efforts, I never seem to be able to judge the descents particularly accurately, and I either typically come down way too soon, as I've done here, or a little bit late. Interestingly, there is a video up now of some footage of a PNDG 737 flying. I don't have a link to it, unfortunately, but I'm sure if you search around for it, either through the official PMDG social media or just a search on YouTube, you should be able to see that. So yeah, nice to see that coming along. Hopefully, apparently it's now in beta, so hopefully we should see it before too long. Of course, they're releasing the 737-700 first, and then apparently a couple of weeks later the 800, which I guess is the one everyone's going to want. Certainly the one I'm going to want. That will be then coming along afterwards. Why they're bringing the 700 first, I haven't really read too much into that, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah. Of course, the other thing, of course, once it releases, it will take time for everyone to do deliveries. So hopefully, by the time the 800 drops, I mean, initially, all I really need, I mean, yeah, I'll just fly the plane. I mean, deliveries would be nice. The main airlines I use 737 with, obviously Ryanair is exclusively 737, although it has subsidiaries like Lauda, which is obviously Airbus. Fly UK uses a 737, and then of course for what I will then do is, as deliveries become available, I will start introducing obviously a 737 as an option for my guest airlines. So I may alternate that between Airbuses, and so like one guest airline do the Airbus, next guest airline I do a 737. I'll probably work it like that, because otherwise it'll end up doing long runs of one rather than the other, probably, or something like that. Okay, so we are just waiting. We're just okay, so we can come in northwards a tad, perhaps. Change our heading. So Tidvo, of course, is there, which, as you'll see, is 20. Okay, so we can really start dropping that altitude again now, can't we? There we go. Because 40, 30, 20. Yeah, now now because I've been busy chatting, we're almost too high, but that's fine because I can do a more elongated approach round to Tidvo. I just got distracted by all this crap in the way because it wants me to go and do this big loop around R-tip. Obviously we don't need to do that big loop around R-tip. Okay, so we're down below 10,000 feet. Let's get those lights on. There we go. Bang, bang, bang. Taxi signage on. Don't need the logo on or anything like that. Keep that range. So we'll just come around circle. Tidvo, incidentally, needs to be at 2,000 feet. We're at 20. Nautical miles should be at 6, we're at 9, so there's something to bear in mind. As we circle around into land, let's get our auto brake set right. Ground spoilers need to be armed. A little bit stuttery out there. I don't seem to have more stutters recently. I don't know why. Normally the performance is quite good on this thing. Curious. I don't know what's changed recently. Let's drop that range down one. So you can see we're just flying parallel to Tidvo. Why the performance is so shit. Curious. Seems better if I look that way. I don't know, it's weird. Something's not right here. No matter. So we're descending at a rate of 1200. Correct QNH dialed in. So we're down through 7,000 feet now. Circle round to land into Schiphol, Amsterdam. let's get that speed down to 220 knots. Doesn't really want to come down, does it? Look at this. Not really playing ball, is it? Jeez, this is going to take forever. Oh, come on, what are you doing now? Really not sure what's going on with this. Slow it down even more then, there we go. Brilliant, so we can turn in now. So right down to 200. Or lower actually, let's take it down to 190, there we are. Bring that rate of descent up a little bit so we start slowing the plane down. Let's have a look, so I want to go MS3. I want to go next page. I want to go TIDVO. I want to go previous page. I want to go that, and I want to execute it. And then it crashes. Yeah. Okay, join us back. Sorry about the little glitch. Fiddling around with the rerouting meant the simulator crashed. So I've restarted it. So there's a little bit of a discontinuity there. Funnily enough, I then wanted to go from Cape Town direct to the approach. Oh, actually, what time of day have we got here? Think about that. That's fine, the time's good. It said I haven't got enough fuel. Even when I put 100% fuel in. So that was fun. So in the end, we started ourselves off in Marseille and then have just flown... jumped to the approach and then trying to start recording again from roughly where we left off. So golden rule, don't piss around with the FMC on the Dreamliner. I remember I've had this before. So yeah. Oops. So we're just circling round now. As I say, we're taking a runway 27. The other interesting thing is, by restarting the sim, my FPS is back up. Because you remember, it was all stuttery. I was having a hell of a job dialing the speed down. So, that's a weird one. I have heard reports of long-haul flights causing FPS drops. But, yes, all in all, this has been a bit of a strange one. Anyway, let's focus on the task in hand. Namely landing this plane. May end up having to be a visual. See if the ILS will behave itself and not throw me off doing some weird stuff as we turn in for TIDVO on finals here. Okay, we'll start deploying some of the flaps. We'll slow ourselves to 180 as well. The other thing as well, we're going to be recording with SkyDolly. Reason for that is because I forgot to set up, when I reset the simulator, set it up for you have to go into the developer mode and turn it on and then disable it, and to get the replay thing to work, which again is a bit of a pain in the bottom, but well, it is what it is. Right, so if we now engage localizer, hopefully it'll behave itself and not do anything completely stupid, like what it's just about to do now. Oh god, where are you going? Okay, let's not engage. I tell you what, let's just not engage the localizer, shall we? Should we engage the approach mode instead? See if that... No, that doesn't want to be nice either. This is painful. We'll be flying a oh, no, where... No, turn the plane heading this way. That's it. There we go. We got there in the end, folks, didn't we? Holy smokes. Is this annoying or what? Right. In a minute, I'll just go completely hands-on. Let's slow to... this plane just irritates me. If you have to, as I say, go off-piste, this is exactly the same behaviour it did in Cape Town. It just doesn't like it. So... We're slowing down way before we actually need to. Yeah, never mind. I tell you, we'll just get configured now, then it's one less thing to worry about, isn't it? Don't know what my init ref actually speed should be. Approach. Oh, there we go. Should be that apparently. So we're roughly on it. We're a little bit fast actually. Just have to manually manhandle it down. Try and get back on the where we need to be. Or we can put full blinking flaps down there, can't we? There we go. So Schiphol is there somewhere, the runway is there somewhere. And then as soon as we try and get visuals, we will land. The ILS is I think I see the runway now. Just about to capture the ILS. Yeah, I've got a runway in sight. So I'm going to disable everything in a minute anyway. Hey. Always drama. Always a little bit of drama for you, huh? We're drifting off again. I'll have to capture that back. We love a little bit of drama, don't we? So we're fully configured for landing. We'll just watch that that bar there, because in a minute we will have to do things manually, because we like a challenge. At least the plane's moving around a little bit more. Didn't have that at Liverpool. Oh God, where are we going? Bring that right back round. We didn't have that in Liverpool. We're as steady as a rock. This thing bounces around quite nicely. So next time there's a storm, I'll fly this thing, I think. Right, let's kick that off. A little bit more throttle. Tell you what, let's go hands-free. Hands-free, what am I talking about? Autopilot free, rather. Let's try and get ourselves behaving a bit. There we go. We'll keep doing that. Hey, don't let that speed run away with me. Definitely don't let the height run away with me. Right, we need to slow the plane considerably. We also need to bring it down more, because we're way above that. Alright, so I've got the auto brake armed. We'll be a little bit careful, otherwise we're going too far the other way. To descend up a bit now. Keep that speed good. I'm not very well lined up the runway, to be honest with you. Can't see much in the way of pappies either. Got 1000 call out. Actually, there we go. power. So we can, here we go. Now, this is what I expected yesterday's flight. Just this nice little bouncing around behaviour, just to keep us on our toes as we try and land this. God, we don't have to feel high, do we? There we are high. Right.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
We're down. Oh, I see, then you have to gauge your inverters like that. Right, I keep forgetting that with this thing. Anyway, we're down. Welcome to Amsterdam. Yeah, that was all very interesting, wasn't it? I'm not quite sure about that landing. Of course, the SimTalkit Pro isn't going to give us a reading for that, is it? Right, so I think that's the building there we hit last time. So anyway, welcome to Schiphol. That is the building we crashed into last time. Try not to do that this time. Sure, where we're going to park this thing. Let's come around this way, shall we? Without hitting. See the building there, right next to the taxiway? Yeah. Whose idea was that? Whose idea was it to put a building there with big aircraft flying next to it? I mean, yeah, that's just... Right, I found where we're going to park. Normally we park at a jet bridge, but I don't think there's any available. There might be. If we come down next to a friendly KLM aircraft, we might be able to squeeze in between the two here, yeah? Does that look doable? I think so. There we go. Well, it's nice to be back in Amsterdam. That was an interesting arrival. Looking forward to seeing the replay, actually. To be honest. There we go. Welcome back to Schiphol. Oops. Let's just put those brakes on. Let's go back to Sky Doodars. And, oh God, you're an idiot. We won't. No, we will. Did press record, right? We'll find out in a minute. Okay, we don't get a landing rate, unfortunately, because obviously it conked out halfway through. Hopefully what we will get is a... Yes, we do get this at least, so I didn't bodge it up. Okay. So what we can now see... You'll see it's a bit stuttery on Sky Dolly, unfortunately. That's better than nothing though, hey? So here we go. This is our approach and landing into Schiphol. Actually, it's quite smooth. That's weird. Always used to be quite stuttery, this. That's nice and smooth. Fancy that. I'll start using this again then, because it shows all the flight control surfaces, folks. So as you can see, we're moving about a little bit more, certainly more than we did going into Liverpool. It's still maybe a little bit, the wings bouncing up down nicely. a little bit gentle. But we are at least, or I was at least having to fight to get this plane down.
200.
Certainly helped having a headwind.
100.
Came in a little bit high over the
50.
thing, but not too much.
30.
Then we float it out beautifully in true style, and then, ooh, yeah, a little bit bouncy. Not horrendous, not horrendous by any means, but I think we could have done better there. What we'll now do is just rewind that a bit. There we are, bring that back, change the camera to fixed camera. So this brings us to the end of this flight. Realise you had a choice of them. Thank you very much for choosing this one. Wish you a pleasant onward browsing journey. Hope to welcome you back on board again in the very near future. So from here in a blustery, windy Schiphol, Amsterdam, leave you with a wing view. Wow, that replay is surprisingly smooth. Replay of our arrival into... might start using Sky Dolly again, actually. That's not too shoddy, is it? Maybe a little bit of a heavy landing there in the end when it suddenly decided to drop. And on the whole, we managed. Try and get the other wing view quickly, and then we will finish off there. Showcase.
400. 300.
This is our other wing view.
200.
I need to set up a proper fixed view for this position, but at least it's better than nothing, right? See a bit of movement there.
50. 40. 30. 20.
And we come, and then boom, a little bump. And then the ground doodah is deployed. There we go. Okay, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you on another flight very soon. Farewell for now.